Just the vibe and the atmosphere that's here at Sprinkle Valley. You know, we've got the brewery, we've got the taco trucks, we've got, you know, just such a fun atmosphere to be around.
You know, we've been looking to buy a building and land for basically since we opened as a brewery. We just stumbled into this piece of land. It's 64 acres, which is way more than we ever thought that we would have for a brewery. So when we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with all this extra land, of course, I've been disc golfing for a really long time, and just walking the land, it seemed like a great piece for a course.
So this course has just come really far in a really short time.
Well, Sprinkle Valley was actually not on the bid. It was a concept at the time the bid came in. And we did a site visit with the property. They had the back 9 done, but it was just a concept.
Year and a half since we got awarded the bid, so it's just been a lot of time and energy and, you know, passion thrown into this event, and obviously it's special to me because I'm a woman.
When I started playing, there wasn't very many women out there playing, and so USWDGC gave me the hope and promise of a future for women's disc golf. The record attendance this year gives me the promise of it still growing. So I'm looking forward to the future for women's sports.
Oh gosh, it's sort of a surreal, you know, and dream come true just to see all these players that I've seen on coverage so many times.
We didn't really feel like a certain type of course was missing in Austin until this course was here, and it's just so unique and special. It's been a great addition to have for our city.
Hello and welcome to round 2 of the United States Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by PDGA and Mint Discs. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese. Honk. There we go. We're doing okay. We're doing okay out here. We're powering through. It actually was a pretty decent day to start. Wind picks up on the back 9. Some challenging conditions out there, but fun to have another crack at this beautiful course.
We're going to watch Missy Gannon, who shredded yesterday with the hot round. She was 89% fairway hits, 82% Circle 1X putting, as she do, 67% Circle 2 in regulation.
Rebecca Cox picking up 6 birdies on the back 9 yesterday for a 6 down, hitting the fairway 73% of the time, making it easy on herself. Circle 1, 32% of the time. Circle 2, 55% of the time. So Rebecca getting a ton of looks out there.
Valerie Mandujano, Texas native. She is used to these type of conditions. 18% Circle 2 putting. Wow, that's great. 77% Circle 1X putting, and 26% of the time she's birdieing. Oh.
Dang, girl. Rounding out the card, we have Ananda, 73% fairway hits, similar to Rebecca, staying in the fairway, landing in Circle 1 32% of the time, and birdieing 26%. That's great. Hole 1, it's a triple mandatory. I like a kind of a straight mid-range play. You got to get through that beautiful sign and then up to this corner. You want to be a little bit to the left if you can to set up your next shot. Then you just go through about 27 trees or so. Try to get a Circle 1 look. It's 570 feet, so it's not the distance that's the challenge. It's the placement, and the second shot can be really tight to navigate.
Welcome to the 2024 United States Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by Mint Discs. This is our lead card. First on the box from Beacon, New York, representing Discraft and Wellsacks. Please welcome Missy Gannon.
This played as one of the harder holes yesterday, and it is going to join that in the rankings today.
Ooh, Missy, early, she did make the mandatory, but in a terrible spot. This is quite a nervy hole 1.
Ohio, representing latitude 64. Please welcome Rebecca Cox.
Oh, wow. This is the 3rd most difficult hole today. Huh.
Oh, wow.
That makes me feel so much better.
Almost perfect from Rebecca, just a little bit pulled to the right. It's going to be tough from there.
San Antonio, Texas, representing Discraft and Lucky Ace Discs. Please welcome Valerie Mandujano.
So I think the kicker here is this is a pretty classic example, kind of an extreme example of chasing the birdie. We were talking about chasing the eagle a lot last week, but this week in these wooded fairways, it's about chasing the birdie, and you have to go huge like Valerie did in order to get that birdie. Maybe a little too huge.
Yeah.
From Spokane Valley, Washington, representing Westside Discs, Cy would like to dedicate her round to Melody Bailey, who cannot be here this weekend. Please welcome Cy Ananda.
Cy, I think, traditionally plays pretty well at these U.S. women's events. What was her win last year? It was a Texas event.
It was Texas State's at Houston.
Texas State's, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Next
win
week's
there.
But yeah, in order to get the birdie on this one, you got to go huge drive. And it's risky to go huge because if you get tangled up early left or right, the hole gets immediately a lot harder. Missy was an extreme example of that. But even at another 50 feet, it's not a gimme birdie. I mean, a par save by any means.
Missy just trying to get to the corner, maybe sneak around it just a little bit.
Not bad.
She could save par from there. And if nothing says welcome to Sprinkle Valley, like these first two scramble shots we're seeing, I don't know what does.
Yeah, the little group of 27 trees that Erika talked about in the whole flyover, it's just kind of not lucky, but sometimes you land in a place where you have a straightforward up and down. Sometimes you're trying to flex something wild through there, and you'd hope it works. Rebecca with a nice little lane, and she capitalizes pretty well. She's going to have a long putt and some work to do.
Valerie in forehand roller territory.
Works.
Yeah, it does. Wow.
Wow.
What an out.
With this big Texas mulch, that is a rare ruby out here.
Missy does have a little forehand gap here. Maybe working the skip shot up there. Nice.
She's going to save par.
With a couple of forehands. Big forehand Missy.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie from, we'll call it 90 feet. Looked like a floaty little bid. She'll have a little bit of work coming back on her par.
Cy coming up just a little short with the only birdie look on the card. There were only 2 birdies today, Ella Hansen and Lisa Fakis. Out of 100 competitors, only 2.
It's a tough start. I kind of wonder the next hole that's a little bit more forgiving. Like if these 2 holes were swapped, would we see more birdies?
Yeah.
I feel like the hole 1 nerves plays such a factor in addition to the triple mandatory and tight landing zone and 27 tree tunnel.
Only 3 people got to even circle 1. Crazy.
Great scramble from Missy. Valerie also world-class forehand roller there. Rebecca going to start off with a bogey. Just got to shake those off. They're going to happen out here. And Cy with a solid par as well. Checking in with the chase card, Evelina, looks like she bogeyed hole 1, parred hole 2. Oh, really pushing that tree line right.
Wow.
And I think her shot yesterday was even closer. We checked in, but that was phenomenal.
I think she didn't actually hit the line. She just had so much power that it moved the trees out of the way.
Kristen Tatar also 1 up on the round. It's so crazy how hard you have to push those trees.
Did you see her just use her arms to move the disc back?
She's a powerful lady.
Yeah, with the wind. Nice.
Great putt from circle's edge. Hole 3, one of the few that feels like a must get out here.
Nice big putt from Evelina to get back to even.
Big putt, little smile.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie Ezra with 2 down through 7. Looks like the hot round so far today.
Moving on to hole 2, 516 feet, another par 4. You want to throw a big sidearm or backhand. Congrats to G-Star Bomber for winning the Patreon disc giveaway. You could be next. Check out our Patreon. In the meantime, your second shot after your big forehand or backhand, more of a turnover shot, you have a little flexing sidearm or maybe another low backhand shot that finishes nice and straight. This one is birdieable, and it's definitely more gettable than hole 1.
Missy going backhand here. Looking friggin' perfect. Maybe fading just a touch, but great distance. Hopefully she'll be able to work from in there. Valerie also working the backhand. That actually looks perfect. Like, actually. I mean,
actually is. Wow, that's a crush.
Yeah, it's huge. Let's see. That was a vortex.
So I think this week is really highlighting people that are great at right finishing backhands.
Yeah.
A skill that we don't get to highlight a whole lot on tour.
Or really
Ever.
smooth technical forehands. Ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Rebecca throwing a pure there. I really respect that game. Like taking a little bit off and trusting yourself on the second shot. That's a smooth looking forehand.
And perfect line. The Texas mulch is not giving anything back.
She knows it was good.
Yeah, it was so good. If that was grass, it would have been parked.
Sai working the backhand here. Probably down the... Oh, she's going right side. Cool.
Yeah, sweet. It works.
Is she in circle 2?
I think so.
Okay.
I think a circle 2 putt is pretty classic on this hole.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like 27 people got to circle 2.
Missy just chucking one out there. Didn't have a lot to work with. Look at how far Valerie is. Wow, pins it. Solid start for Valerie. Missy fluffing that one just a touch. She's about 20 feet with probably some odd footing. Here's Sai for a long look at birdie.
She wants it.
Yeah, a little undercommitted it looked like, but we're just getting warmed up. Here's Rebecca from just outside the circle. Strong looking run.
That thing came out with some heat.
Strong looking lady. I saw her wrap a towel around a tree and start doing pull-ups yesterday. Not joking.
That is sick.
I was intimidated. Wow, nice putt, Missy. She cannot be intimidated. Sai makes good on her comebacker for par.
Rebecca going to take a par as well.
This is probably one of the easiest par 4s out here. It's still not easy, but it's one. Holes 2 and 3 are ones you really want to try to get. Checking back in, Evelina up on hole 4. Going huge. This is a 360-foot turnover shot. That's really hard to get all the way to the circle just because of the shape.
Are we about to get to watch a circle 2 go in?
I hope so.
Circle 2 dropper?
Yeah, look at her face.
Guilty. Own it, Evelina.
Yeah, let's see it again. Slower. Great extension.
Wow. Just the perfect putt.
Her face is like, is that even allowed? Valerie tying it up with Missy Gannon with that birdie. Pretty tight race still in the top 6 spots or so. Hole 3 we already saw. You kind of want to do a little bit of a hyzer, maybe even a hyzer flip to straight pushing shot that kind of rides that right side and then swings in at the end. No out of bounds or anything like that. Common mistakes are just hitting that right side or swinging in just slightly too early. It's a fairly small gap off the tee. You're just thinking about it. You're thinking about the trees in front of you. That one on the left in particular. And that looks pretty perfect. Valerie throwing an onyx. Missy going a little bit of a lower, skippier shot.
Sai also following suit, a little lower, a little skippier. This is one of the places on the course. Whoa, a lot skippier. Where we actually have a grass fairway. It's really cool. There is definitely still some of that big Texas mulch, but it's cool to see the grass fairway and kind of what could be out here, what will be.
Rebecca with a solid shot goes a little bit deep also.
Buzzing the tower, circle 2.
Missy up first on her birdie bid from outside. Yeah, girl. There she is. This thing wobbles so much. It's just insane. Wobbled right into the heart.
It sure did. So confident.
Into my heart. Look at her go.
I like that she runs it in too. Just like us spazzes.
Yeah, but hers looked calmer. Her hair was bouncing. She was smiling. I'm like, oh.
It was very photogenic.
Yes, Rebecca. Rebecca's first 2 putts looked really strong and confident, and she connects on this one.
Now go do some tree pull-ups.
Only if there's a backup. Why are they so poised when they run? Put these ladies on a beach somewhere.
They're talented and beautiful.
Dang it. I kind of hope we get a third one here.
Do it.
Oh my gosh. Run in poised. She does not look quite as poised.
Put it in slow-mo. It'll be fine.
Yes. Put it in slow. Actually, I bet it looks amazing in slow-mo. Wow. Back to back to back.
Just a putting clinic on the lead card.
Yeah, they skipped that one. Yeah. Not quite as... She hasn't been on as many lead cards. She's got to go putting in her slow motion running reps.
Yeah. She'll learn. She'll get there. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
Star frame.
And just a combined 250 feet of putting.
I mean, probably like 150 though.
Legit.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Valerie and Missy tied up at the top here. Rebecca hanging on to third.
What is the simplest way to improve your disc golf game? The answer, learn from the very best. Paul Ulibarri, Simon Lizotte, Ezra Aderhold, and Holland Hanley. They're not just players, they are your elite coaches guiding you every step of the way. The Power Disc Golf Academy is the premier online disc golf academy with over 150 on-demand lessons that are specifically designed to improve your skills right now. So what are you waiting for? Join today at PowerDGA.com.
Hole 4, 360 feet, the hardest par 3 of the day. We just watched Evelina take a birdie on it though. Probably one of the few. You have to make a decision here. Do you want to go huge, which I think everyone on our lead card will? They'll try to go for the green, give themselves a long putt. Or do you want to chop it up into bits and throw just one halfway, or not? Just try to keep it in the fairway.
Yeah. Chop it up in a bit sounds pretty villainous, though. Valerie catches early, gets a couple of kicks, lands in a pretty decent spot, though.
It's weird that I was thinking about like chopping up bacon to put in a little salad.
Oh, that sounds...
That's what my brain was
much
thinking.
less maniacal.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't know what I'm thinking.
My brain's rated PG. I'm not a murder mystery guy.
Missy working the turnover really nicely. It's about as good as you can do it. Just so difficult to get all the way in the circle. That is her 2024 Tour Series Thrasher. Sai very turned out of her hand.
Oh, friendly.
Not a bad kick.
She's psyched. Anyone would be psyched because that right side is rough.
Rebecca with a Grand Grace in hand, going big here.
That's so good.
Pays off. Rebecca's game looking really smooth and powerful.
Yeah, she was raised on the fairways of Idlewild Disc Golf Course. So she is very used to these tight wooded lines. This is probably feeling very second nature to her.
Sai leaves it a little bit wide. She'll have just outside the circle, somewhere in circle 2. Look.
This can be a pretty brutal approach or scramble from the woods depending on where you land. Those guardian trees are right in the right spot. Valerie almost
good.
sneaks by. Yeah, she'll find herself in circle 1. Birdie look. Rebecca Cox.
Pretty solid run. Missy, little Anheuser look. About 43 feet.
There were only 2 birdies today. We saw Evelina get that huge one. The other one was from Cat Merch. Love it. Really showing. Oh, nice par save from Sai. But yeah, we saw Cat Merch attack this course yesterday, and she definitely was attacking.
Yeah, she was.
Throwing huge shots, high risk shots. This one paid off for her today.
Really nice par save putt from Sai there. Valerie, 25-ish for her par. Good for it. I think Valerie has really similar putting vibes to Kristen Tatar. Like, it just looks like she's going to make all of them. Like, you don't worry about her testers.
No, she looks very confident and calm.
Poised.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca kind of rockets hers in their left side. It stays. And all pars is pretty solid there.
Mm-hmm. Let's watch Evelina on hole 5. Another par 4.
Whew. Squeaks it through that gap. This is going to land in a really great spot.
Mm-hmm. And so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty phenomenal power on her forehand.
Kristen going to follow the same line.
Uh-oh.
That's real early, and that is out of bounds.
And it's really hard. I don't want to say impossible to save your par from here, but most ladies going to lay up short of the creek and just try to get the bogey.
Yeah, Kristen playing smart here. Oh, that was a little early as well. But it's fine.
It's fine. Might be kind of like a patent pending looking shot. Man, Evelina's so far in that forehand.
Still not a gimme.
It works. We'll just leave it at that. Oh, okay. So there's a little room to work on this right side.
This green is so guarded if you're anywhere further left than Kristen.
Evelina for a turkey.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's not a lot of turkeys happening on this course this weekend. That's great.
And 2-stroke swing, at least between these two. Evelina having a really nice round. Yeah, Evelina now 2 down, same as Valerie.
Evelina, Missy Valadiaz, and Hannah Manis all 2 down.
Here is the hole we just saw. I like left side. Drone is going to fly right side, which works for a backhand, but if you catch that tree we saw Kristen hit, it almost guarantees that out of bounds early right. You want to land somewhere in this area. It's only 450 feet, so as long as you land with a relatively open shot, there's a couple workable gaps across this out of bounds creek that spans maybe 15 to 20 feet. You can find some pretty guarded spots on this green if you end up to either side or deep. Definitely everyone, if you just get, 150 feet through this gap, you're thinking birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to do that much work off the tee. Maybe 200 feet.
Yeah, I was going to say a little more than that.
A little
probably.
more.
Probably that.
But as long as you don't hit anything and end up in a bad spot. Missy makes that backhand work. That'll be decision time, though.
Mm-hmm.
See if she goes across. I like all these chairs they put out here for us.
Yeah, the lawn chair hole is the best.
Let's see, is Sai lining up the left side? She is. Little bit fortunate there.
Very fortunate.
Yeah, she definitely overturned it, but
great landing zone.
Look
too.
how far she is.
So far.
She's almost to the OB Creek. Hopefully an easy birdie. Oh,
wow.
Rebecca way misses the line.
Oh, it works.
It
works.
It does work. It works. I think she's in par land, though.
Yes, she is. It's pretty crazy over there.
Kind of a tough par, almost.
There's really nothing on the right side for you.
Missy looking like she's lining this thing up. I want you to keep this spot in mind. I'm not going to spoil it now, but something very exciting happened I'm going to tell you about.
Look at this. Look at this little dance along the Texas mulch all the way inside the circle.
Valerie's second. Working. Oh, man. She kicks OB. I was going to say that's kind of the best gap there, too. It's the widest one. Rebecca on that right side trying to skip something up there, and she does it perfectly.
Sai so far up the fairway.
Yeah.
Just a little chip shot into the green.
So Ezra Middling was on the card ahead of me, and she threw it in for eagle from that spot Missy was at. Like a full 250 foot away, skip shot eagle.
Really?
She also wasn't the only eagle on the day.
What?
Mm-hmm. I don't know who the other one was, though. That's just what the spotter told me.
There's only one listed on PDGA. But
oh, really?
Yeah, but the...
Maybe it was for a birdie, but there was another throw-in at the very least.
Probably a birdie throw-in.
Sign a very wide straddle. Didn't look super comfortable there. Off the top. Nice birdie from Missy to move to 2 down. Yeah, that eagle was nuts, though. She was, like, not that far off the tee.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Sai gonna have to take the par in this one. And a bogey for Valerie there. And Rebecca saves the par. Well done after that drive. Checking in with Jordan Linz, who... She was on the chase card, right? Or was she on third card?
Third
card,
I think.
Ahead on the 8th hole. Throws a flexing forehand. That looked great. Oh, bullseye hit. Nice.
Wow.
That's a great feeling birdie.
It's a fun tee shot to get.
Yeah.
We're watching Evelina on the chase card on hole 6.
Oh, yeah. It's a crested cara for Evelina.
Yes,
Looks like
it is going to be.
4 in a row.
I wish I knew what sound they made.
I would love for you to just attempt it out of the blue.
I have no idea what sound they make.
Yeah.
They're one of those ones that when you look them up, it doesn't have a recorded sound, like a swallowtail kite.
Oh, no one's ever heard it. So you can't be wrong. Go ahead. Evelina with the current hot round, 3 down through 6, moving into a tie for third with Rebecca Cox. And
hole 6, 306 feet, plays a little longer than that because of the right finishing nature of the shot. You're blind to the basket. All you can see is this grouping of trees that we're passing on the left. You can go big outside that with a forehand or inside with more of an understable disc, although we watched a lot of ladies yesterday throw kind of a force over shot with a stable disc, letting it pan out to the green, and it seemed to work really well.
yeah, I kind of like hugging the right side a little bit more than I think a lot of ladies were doing in practice like this. There's more, I was going to say there's more room than it looks over there, but Missy just messes it up. She's still up there in circle 2.
Sai flirting with those middle trees.
I like it. I look like a slower speed disc, maybe a mid. Wow.
Did it go through those trees?
No, I think it came just inside of them. Let's watch.
Okay. Let's answer this question.
Straight through 'em.
Right
Couldn't
through
be more
'em.
through 'em.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
split them just right in the middle.
Still a great shot.
Thanks, Follow Flight.
Rebecca inside line with that more overstable disc. I love this shot. I love it.
Me too. Lucid Evader, so just a little bit of a stable fairway. Yeah, I think that's probably the cleanest way to get to the basket.
Valerie working the hyzer flip. The only risk there is it doesn't quite flip up. You could see it maybe wasn't going to, but that tree I think helped her out.
It didn't hurt. Ooh, little run.
She's so
Perfect layup.
good. Yeah, she's so good at that little Annie up.
Missy tries to give it a little run. Rebecca for a birdie. Moves to 1 down on the round.
Yes, she does. That little shot from Missy, those always feel funny to me. I saw her like kind of laugh because you're like, I know I can't putt this far, but I'm not going to throw. So you just do this half thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You like just throw it at the ground kind of. You're like, good job, me.
Yeah.
It's for not doing anything really.
Just flubbing it up there.
Yeah. Here's Evelina on hole 7.
Wow, absolutely ripping this thing.
Breaks a tree in half.
Yeah, fortunate to drop straight down from there. I like this play out to the left. I don't know why. I think it's slightly easier to get through and scramble for par. I think the right side's good for birdie.
Kristen just trying to get down to that corner. And she gets tangled up. She's still going to be pinched.
Yeah, she might be able to skip something there.
Evelina riding the right side. It gets knocked down so early.
Oof. This is a tough shot trying to save par here.
God, so much power.
Yeah.
No.
So close.
But man, she is making me feel a lot better about my round. Sprinkle Valley, a.k.a. how many trees can you hit along the fairway?
I'm going to count tomorrow.
Don't do
No,
that.
I'm just kidding.
Don't do
I'm
that
not
to
going to.
yourself.
I would never.
I wouldn't be able to count
I can't
that
count
high.
that high. Yeah. Evelina just going to pitch up for a bogey. Here's Kristen for a par save. Just outside the circle. Like a, I don't know. It looked weird.
She's just trying to go uphill with it. Her putt is so flat. But trying to
Yeah,
putt
I guess maybe it was
uphill.
just because it was nose up.
Yeah. Nice comeback putt, though, for bogey. Evelina with a little left as well. Nice. Bogey's not so bad on hole 7. Looks like 62% of the field got a bogey or worse.
Oof.
Yeah. Only 4 birdies on hole 7. So Missy Gannon's still tied for the hot round, even while being in the current lead. Let's watch them attack this very brutal hole 7.
Yeah, a lot of ladies had 2 down, actually. We just saw it. Here's the right side gap we saw Evelina take. You can go left side forehand or backhand turnover. At 640, you just want to get about halfway down the fairway to this corner and then try to navigate the rest of this thing, which can be tricky. You're going kind of back down a hill and then right back up. If you putt deep, kind of like where we saw Kristen was, you can get some tricky putting on the way back. This one's quite difficult to get the birdie.
Yeah, whenever I first played here, I was like, oh, this is the hardest par 4 ever. And then I played the rest of the par 4s here. And I was like,
now it's not so bad.
yeah, actually, this hole's awesome.
I like the backhand turnover line from Sai. She doesn't quite get all the way through, but she should hopefully be able to get to the corner easily. This is piped from Rebecca.
So good.
That's her fusion evidence.
Even with that great of a shot, though, she's still a little too pinched to be able to see the green.
Yeah, she took some off, though. Like, she didn't go full driver like Missy's going here. This is a thrasher. Oh, so close to perfect. And that's kind of the, I don't want to say classic mistake because there's just so many classic mistakes you can make off this tee pad, but that sure is one of them. Just overturning that left side line. And that's early.
Yeah, she doesn't try anything crazy, which respect, but that is, she needs to bite off more than that to be able to save the par.
Yeah, and I think that was a fortunate tree kick back into the fairway. Sai with a pretty tight line here. Just needs to progress far enough and then hopefully get a flare skip to work around the corner.
That was very aggressive.
Yeah. Missy's second. This is one of the best drives I've seen by far. Oh yeah.
God, she must be living right off the course.
3 square meals a day, couple pups, a Tom at home.
Yeah.
She's doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca working the turnover sidearm. Love to see it. Leaves it just a bit short, but she'll have a look for birdie.
Really pretty turnover sidearm, too. That's
Just a little low.
Yeah.
Otherwise, look great.
That angle can be so hard to control and can accidentally throw her real quick.
Yeah, it can. Valerie's third, working the outside, gets to just outside the circle.
Sai still quite not able to see the basket, but she can see the green. Probably trying to skip something in. Oh, I like the hyzer flip play.
Wow, great shot.
That was great.
Rebecca, uphill look from just outside 40 feet for the birdie. I don't think her body let her run that one.
I don't blame her. It drops off behind the basket a little.
Valerie for a par save. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Nice high right chain. Little Anheuser.
That was a really cool putt.
It was. It's like the gentlest little step. Missy for a birdie. Well, the first misses we've seen from her.
And it's okay to miss for birdie on this course.
Sai scrambles the par.
There were, like I said, only 4 birdies. Eliezra Midling got it, Jennifer Smiley, Lucky Lorenzen, and Owen Scoggins. Moon probably went forehand somehow.
Probably.
Evelina on the next hole from the chase card, hole 8. We just watched, was it Jordan Lynn's?
Yep.
Play this one.
And the only reason I know is because I played with Morgan Lynn's. And Jordan wore pants. Morgan wore shorts. Ooh. Look at this.
Flexi.
Yeah, little flex sidearm from Kristen and the tree love.
Obviously, the backboard tree. That's why it's there.
Nice birdie. Bouncing right back from that bogey. Kristen gonna move to 1 over on the round with that one. You can't even see Valerie in that putt. That's sweet. Missy with 2 strokes over Rebecca and Valerie. Evelina moving up into that 4th place spot. And here it is again. It's weird to see it 3 times. Hole 8's it's your turn. It's a par 3. It's my turn. It's 300 feet. I like kind of the flip up or just straight pushing sidearm. I think if you're going to make a mistake, it's to get all the way there and go deep. Yeah, so you see a lot of fairway drivers on this one. You can make the backhand work with a slower speed disc, but it does feel kind of risky. I think kind of more of a straight pushing shot is better than trying to make the disc turn. Sai gets through pretty well.
Yeah, that's very fortunate.
It was definitely a little bit of a late release. It's so hard to just let the disc do the work on this one on the backhand.
Rebecca's really good at that. That was just a little low, but it had the right idea.
Wow, all backhands.
Weird. We watched Missy do this shot in the practice round this time. Not so perfect.
Wow, 4 for 4 backhands. And you can see why it's a forehand hole.
Oh
no
my
way.
gosh.
Okay, all right. She deserves it. Chopping some wood. Missy finds a little gap. Couldn't do a whole lot.
Yeah, she might have a long putt. That tree could be a perfect little guardian. Sai actually has something to work with, which is crazy. This corner can be brutal.
Not a whole lot to work with, but she does it.
Most times you can't even get a putt from there.
I know. Yep, I've seen it.
It's awful.
Now Rebecca goes sidearm? All right. That's a good choice. That tree's obviously in her way.
And a great sidearm. Mm-hmm. There were only 8 birdies today.
Whoa. Look at this putt. Through the V, tree on the right.
Wow.
Valerie for a birdie. Way to capitalize.
Yes, love the little jumper.
I think that's one of the hardest things to do, capitalize on that good luck. You're kind of like, man, I shouldn't even be here.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Wow. Nice putt.
And a great putt from Sai as well.
Missy gonna card the only bogey on our lead card here. 1 to go on the front.
Ooh, let's watch the chase card on hole 9. Kristen going to show us what the tee shot looks like. A little hyzer.
Little lucky through the trees.
And she goes a little deep as well. Mm-hmm. We'll see what she has to work with. But
this is where we saw Haley King do that forehand to double kneel finish.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
That is great.
She even stayed on her feet. Long look for birdie here from Kristen. Uphill.
Wow.
Hands it. No. That's a Jomez if I've ever seen one.
How long was it in the chains? It's just going to rattle around for eternity.
Rattle. No.
No way, dude.
Heartbreaker. Did you see her face? I feel like you don't
Look
usually
at Silver, too. She's like, I got to walk this one
Yeah,
off.
I gotta shake that one off. That was in. We all saw it.
Brutal.
Yeah. That's like automatically a top contender for top Jomez of the year. Yeah.
Legit. Valerie gonna tie it up again with Missy after she took the bogey. Rebecca holding on tight to that third place position. And here's hole 9, our last par 4 of this front 9, as we like to call it in the biz.
That's what we do.
470 feet. You want to throw a hyzer off the tee. Straight finishing, I think overstable mid's the play. You can go fairway as well. Pushing a little bit further is the best, I think. You can get there from the inside route. It's just a little bit more risky and a little bit more of a narrow shot to this uphill green. You can't rely on skip shots because there's those little Texas-y berms that we see on a lot of courses around here.
Valerie trying to go to the outside of that tree, squares it up, drops quite short.
And Mason is laughing.
Let's see if Sai can draw it up better here. She's working that right side really nicely.
That's great. She's a little pinched, but she's really good at those Annie.
Yeah, I think
Annie
she
approaches.
can do like a patent pending out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca caught up, but not a terrible kick.
One thing this course does really well is if you don't throw a perfect tee shot, you're instantly only going to get a par. Like, it's so hard to scramble birdies from an errant tee shot.
Yeah, which is kind of something that we saw a lot of last weekend, which was refreshing.
Yeah.
And nice. Yeah, this year back here, you're stoked not to get a bogey.
Yep.
That was a really good second shot from Valerie.
Rebecca and these weird no man's lands that are in between, you're like, how hard do I throw? Do I do a choppy shot?
Do you go inside of that tree, outside of that tree?
Yeah, this course has so many of those decisions.
She gets great distance, but it can be pretty dense over there.
Missy also in that no man's land. It's like almost a jump putt.
Almost a pitch up, yeah. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Texas-y berms, is that what you called them?
Yep. They're at a lot of courses in Austin. And a lot in Nashville as well.
Missy lined up fairly well to this tunnel, but pulls it. Gonna land, 110 feet away maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Valerie's third, really similar looking shot. Much better angle. Still gets caught.
She has a putt to save par.
It's so hard to get the turn going uphill. It just started dropping and turning.
Big shout out to Dutch Brothers Coffee, who had a stand on the last hole. We're giving out free drinks.
Big shout out to Sai. We said she
Wow.
was going to do it good, and she did.
Yeah, she did.
Man, those shots are really hard for my brain and body, and I love watching people do them.
Missy's fourth now. Not the cleanest up.
A little rushed.
A little bermed. Whoa.
Whoa.
This looks wild. The shortest little backswing you ever did see.
Wow.
That's amazing. The amount of power she just got on a 4-inch reach back. Wow.
And the amount of control. That's like...
What are we looking at? I'm really glad you pointed out these berms now.
The footing, it was wild. I really wish we would have played Rebecca's shot in slow motion because Oh, the berm fights back.
What an adventure this hole has been.
It's in another wide straddle.
She's had a few.
Oh.
Off the top. I don't even know what her normal putt looks like. Dang, Missy.
This hole just taking people's numbers.
Mm-hmm. Missy's number looking like a 6.
Oh, really nice scramble from Cy. Whew. There were 5 birdies on this one. Emily Yale, Hannah Manis, Holland Hanley, Kelly Foster, Owen Scoggins. Shout out.
Great scramble from Rebecca. That's Missy's first big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some bogeys. That's the only one that we've seen kind of compound. And the first time she hasn't really been in the lead, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca Cox and Valerie Mandujano now finding themselves in a tie for first with that 1 down round. Missy moving down into solo third. Cy Ananda 2 down, tied with Evelina Solonen. Jordan Lynn's 3 down.
Yeah, hot round of the day so far.
Yeah.
The score is not quite as hot as yesterday, and I think it's going to stay like that in the back 9. It was so windy on a lot of those more wide open holes. The PDGA has a ton of flags up, and you could hear them.
Yeah, you could feel them, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, it looks like being more around even par or even +2 is good for today. So we got 9 more holes for round 2, and we're not even halfway through this major, the first one of the year. So come hang with us. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two Ackies.
Honk.